This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome. It's the Close the Deal show. I'm your host, Terrence McRae. Every week, we like to educate the public in business, connect professionals, and share strategies and how to actually close a business deal. The show also raises and discusses civic issues facing our cities and nation. We also spotlight entrepreneurs, small business owners, and nonprofit organizations. And if you're looking for strategies or career opportunities to help you scale your business, seek development, organization, or leadership skills, then you're in the right place. Thank you for joining us today. For those that are the first time on the Close the Deal Show platform, if you want to know what the Close the Deal Show is about, it all started clearly based on a business idea that I had, and it didn't actually pan out. So it led me to understand that as an entrepreneur, I had to take things serious. So it allowed me to reach out to other entrepreneurs, other business professionals, and find ways to share their experience in business. So today, we're going to talk about an open discussion. We have a multitude of different business professionals from all walks of life. And we're going to do this popcorn style, but everyone that was given a set of questions, feel free to talk about what it is that you do professionally. So, my first speaker is Sophia Pony.
And all right. Hey, everybody. My name is Sophia Pony. I am the CEO and owner of Pony Insurance Agency. I'm a farmer's agent here locally in the Bay Area. Of course, I'm licensed in the whole state of California. Um, so I do insurance. I do home, auto, life, renters, business, annuities, you name it, I can do it. My strategic vision is basically to educate my community. I came from Eastside San Jose, where a lot of people, black and brown, do not know about life insurance, do not know the worth of life insurance, that you can use it as living benefits. So my strategic vision is basically to educate, brown and black people of the benefits of life insurance, understanding how insurance works for them. It's not just a bill, it's something that protects your assets. Um, to discuss the elephant in the room, for me, I really don't have an elephant in my corner sitting there looking at me. It's usually the clients that are kind of taken back by life insurance. So again, you know, nobody likes to talk about death. And when you talk about life insurance, they automatically think about death, or they think about, well, I don't have beneficiaries, or I don't have, somebody that this is going to go to, or just forget it, just bury me in the backyard. So um, I have to pull that elephant out and get them to move away, and have people more receptive to understanding life insurance, how this can work for you. This is something that can help you into retirement. And the things that I know now, if I knew this 20 years ago, I would have some serious money. So, just educating people about generational wealth and how to use that with life insurance is that elephant in the room when it comes to insurance that I think. Um, how it can be a service to anyone in this platform? Well, everybody needs insurance. If you own a home, or you live in an apartment, or wherever you live, you need insurance for your personal belongings. Um, if you own a home, you need to make sure, especially with all these fires out there, that your home is adequately covered. You drive a car, we need to talk about your liability. You're a business owner, we need to make sure your assets are covered correctly. And so that comes into any business that you do, for general liability, workers' comp, whatever you have. And I look at myself as a risk manager, and an asset protector when I talk to my clients. So whatever you have to have homeowners, you have to have auto insurance, you should have life insurance. And if you don't know about it, I'm the best person to talk about it. I bring it back to layman's terms and make it really easy for anybody to understand anything. So I believe I can be a service to anybody here. Um, my details are in the chat box. My name is Sophia Pony. I am the CEO and owner of Pony Insurance Agency. I am locally here in Union City, farmer's agent. My phone number is 669-221-7664. I give out my cell, which is 408-703-0070. I am on all platforms of social media. I am on Facebook. I have a Pony Insurance Facebook page as well. I am on Instagram and LinkedIn. So, check me out. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me a message.
I have one question for you, Sophia.
Sure.
How do you feel about reentry?
Um, I am a huge supporter of the reentry population. So with a lot of the population that's coming home right now, I feel that it's very hard for them with what's going on, that they're displaced and they have a lot of odds against them due to all the shutdowns of them just trying to recreate their life and come back out. So, like I said, I'm a huge supporter of reentry. I want to make sure that they're back on their feet. There's nothing dangling in front of them that makes them want to get back into where they came from. And, we just need to support that community.
Okay. Sounds like an elephant in the room to me because a lot of people don't support reentry, but I
Well,
really appreciate that.
yeah, I think they need to get educated and they need to understand. And I think, especially in the Black and Brown community, as we're all targeted and racially profiled, um, we we're the ones that have somebody in our family. We know somebody within reach that has been affected by being incarcerated. And since all that time, I think back from the 90s when mass incarceration has been happening, it's happened to us. And we need to educate ourselves, we need to understand, and we need to look at these people that they have either learned their lesson and they want to live just like any human does, and we shouldn't shun them. And we need to give everybody a chance like we should.
Okay. Thank you. Our next speaker, Mr. Tony Malbranch. Can't hear you.
Sorry about that, folks. Terrence, thank you for re-inviting me. This is my second session. And my name, once again, is Tony Malbranch. I'm hollering at you from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A little bit about me. I'm a real estate professional, licensed real estate for the Florida market. I do a lot of different things. I think Derek will attest to it. We wear a lot of different hats. Uh, Real estate consultant. I do BPO, residential, commercial sale, appraisals, property management. Right now, the we're in a hot zone, as you all may know from the news, uh, where we had to make a lot of different adjustments because of what's going on in the marketplace right now. But for the most part, this is, I was thinking about this the other day, is this the worst that we've ever seen? And I have to say that it's not. If we go back and take a look at our history, back in the 1900s, we had the Great Depression. 2008, we had the subprime housing bubble. Uh, as recent as 2009, we had the global recession, Hurricane Katrina in 2005, etc. But I think that for business owners, the challenge is to try to maintain some level of consistency and growth throughout all of these devastating times. And how do we go about doing that? Uh, Number one, for me, when we talk about the elephant in the room, I think that elephant now is us. We're the ones that are going to have to compete against a marketplace right now that has taken a devastating shift. Got a lot of people that are unemployed, and so we're going to have to compete at a much higher level. I take it as going for that job interview, and you're competing against some really intelligent people from different markets. We're going to be competing against those folks. So how do we get an advantage? The way I see it, we have to do a better job vetting our competitors. We have to be able uh, to have a sizzle, something that's going to separate us from the pack. We have to do a better job of working in a world that most of us are not familiar with or used to, which is the virtual platform that we're currently using today. And for me, I have a lot of international clients, so the virtual platform is something that I had been using prior to this, but I've kind of stepped it up a little bit more for a lot of domestic markets. So how do I use that? I use that for submitting documentation for people to sign, to review. They submit stuff back to me. Uh, my international clients, I can't fly to them. It would be a very costly venture to do that. So by us collaborating on this virtual world, we're able to do our business real time and save a lot of money in the process for doing it. In terms of the global term, the global impact for us, I think that because of the way things are today, I think that we're going to be in a better position to network a lot better than we have in the past, because now people are getting used to communicating on this platform. So I have an old adage that I usually subscribe to, and I believe in it. And it goes like this: if it is to be, it is up to me. What does that mean is that we have to control our own destiny. And if we do a good job at it and we compete on a level that's high, I think that we have a better shot of succeeding. And that's what we need to do. It's not sufficient anymore for us to just be average. It's not sufficient enough in order for us to be good. We have to be really great at what we do. And that means doing the homework, doing the hard work, vetting, uh, networking, working with our customers, and giving them the best product that they can get. So, having said that, I think that that's kind of like my deal when it comes to uh, the elephant in the room. It's me. I have to be the one that has to control what happens moving forward. That's all I got, unless anybody has any questions.
Well, thank you, Tony. Our next speakers, Rashima.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Terence, for giving me opportunity to speak today with this wonderful people, entrepreneurs, business owners, and I'm really, really pleased to be here today. So I would like to talk about two things. Professionally, I am a leadership trainer. I'm an executive coach and leadership trainer, certified, earning my certification from International Coach Federation, which is the supreme agency to certify coaches. And I take assignment to train your workforce uh, to be more productive, and giving the current scenario as we all are talking about during this COVID time, when you are out of workforce, or you need to train your 4 employees to do 8 jobs. How will you do that? How to maximize your resources when it comes to utilizing your workforce and getting most out of them. So that's what I do. I do the optimization for your business, and I do training, all the training needs I take care of. Also, I help uh, young professionals to transition into a managerial and leadership role. If you are somebody who is new into the management and you are feeling overwhelmed, or you want to upskill your existing skills and join the leadership pool of your company, I will be the person who can help you to have that transition as smooth as possible. Because when you are on leadership role, you are 24/7, you are on the stage. So it's not easy to handle the attention and activities you do, the impact of the activities you do on a daily basis. Apart from my leadership training, I recently started, and it's my COVID baby, a program called Teens Together, where I try to bring the community together through our international webinar series, and I help young professionals, young adults, teens to become more productive and more ready for the workforce. And it's right now it's completely free to join, and we have a great team of educators, industry specialists, learning and development specialists, and entrepreneurs who are helping me to run this program. It's completely free, and it happens every 2 weeks on Monday, 6 to 7 PST. But we are gradually expanding it to another time zone as well. And there we take a process of how to develop upskill yourself when you are once you are in a workplace, your entire professional development, your confidence building, how to become a more time efficient, how to manage your time, how to manage social media, what to put, what not to put, how to because everything, the cyber footprint is much more profound than we actually feel. So sometimes people are struggling because your XYZ researched about you and found something else which was not supposed to be revealed to that person or to your employer or to your business partner. So that's what we do, and it's a community effort to give back and to bring the lost harmony of our community. And I'm taking the biggest hit by hitting the teen, because we always have this mindset of that teen never listens. So that is mindset I want to change and show people that if you are really committed, you can bring change in community, you can connect the community together. And no matter whether you are X generation, Y generation, Z generation, or millennials, we can all come together and look for a better solution for whatever the problems we are going through right now. So that's what I do. My name again is Rashmi Sharma. My all the details are there on the chat. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I will be happy to help you for any of your training needs, or if you want to join hands together for teens together and contribute to our community in a more positive way. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Mr. Ron Flores.
Hey, buddy. Thank you for allowing me to come in today. And I just want to tell you that this is the second time you invite me, but this is the month to that this. You see this? You see this? Yeah, this is our month of anniversary, man. This is the year that you and me met, right? And you gave me this T-shirt, man. I appreciate that. You know, I know. Hopefully, you appreciate my friendship too. With you. I know, you are the hardworking guy that I know. Again, my name is Ronald Flores. I'm the CEO and founder of Curious Finance. Curious Finance partner with tax professional and attorney to create more holistic and proactive planning that save business owners 20 to 30% in taxes and cost of operation of their business. That's the main thing about Curious Finance. And as a broad explanation, but basically we try to help the business owners and save money so that they can build more in their business and expand more. What is the elephant in my end? Basically, I know that because I'm Filipino, most of what's going on right now, they think that we don't understand, racial profiling, because we're brown, we're not black, right? But I share this to Terrence that our ancient our heritage is come from the Idas. So that's gonna be South Africa. When they started, the Philippines is they're the one who started the Philippines. They're small, they're curly hair, black as you can, as you can, So I mean, like I said, we understand that all these things what's going on is not easy to solve, and we need all together to be to do this, and we need to be all together to solve this problem, or else that our generation, I have two kids, our generation is going to be the same problem and same misunderstanding again. So if we are available and we are open to change that mindset that we are all equal, and we are here, and all of us have talents, and all of us have uh, we need to be prepared for that job. It doesn't matter, but we can compete on that job or that business, and whoever's the best fit for that business, mean that it doesn't mean that you're the most experienced. Sometimes, yeah, you're the most experienced, but the business owners don't like your style, or they don't like my style of how I communicate, how I can be. I'm so bold about solving their problem. Sometimes they want a person who is very you know a little bit gentle in the way they tell them the what's wrong with their business, right? And me, I'm a bold guy, and Terrence know that I don't sugarcoat anything, and that sometimes people get turned away on that end. But I think for me, I need to be my real person. I cannot be uh, two paces, right? And just to be liked by a person or a business owners. And what can I offer, or I can give value to this platform? Like I said, this is the second time Terrence invite me for this platform. Well, I can provide business owners a 45 minutes of financial strategy call. Basically, that's a $2,000 value to you guys, and maybe more. Depending on what business you have in. But because of the COVID-19, we're giving that for free because of you're connected to Terrence. Just tell my assistant or me when you call, or put it in the when you want the book appointment, just put the name of Terrence, that they will refer you by Terrence, and we will give you that for free. And from that end, we can do a step by step, and we can do more value to your business. And that's all my talk. And if you have any question, I have my information there in the chat room, that you can go to info at Curious Finance CO. And then my number is 209-752-7563. And I have different platforms, and I have a YouTube channel that giving you insight. Like I said, there's a 72,000 IRS code right now available, and then plus the the CARES Act that right now is available for everybody to take advantage of. But you need to know what it is. Don't disqualify yourself. Educate yourself, and hopefully it will help you expand your business. Thank you, Terrence.
Absolutely. As you can see, when you come on the Close the Deal show, you're not just meeting people and you're just not hearing any old sob story on how someone made it in business. You're hearing how one can help you in your own business through an outlet of resources. Free consultation, you can't beat that. This is what we do on the Close the Deal show. We make connections and we close deals. Our next speaker, Miss Deborah Sharif. Deborah,
Yes. Yes.
there you go.
Well, yes. Well, I'm in Nevada. I don't know if I want to say good morning. I don't know where everybody is. I'm wearing a mask because I have a technician that's here. So that's why I'm not showing myself, but I will at future meetings. But thank you so much. My daughter Kai had invited me, and I think this is a wonderful platform to began, the process of introducing entrepreneurs. But my profession is, I am a professor of television and film, and I do believe that a lot of voices, a lot of films about people that look like me are not really represented in the film industry. So what my daughter and I do, we have a program which is called Page to Screen, where we actually have people, folks that say, you know what, I think I would love to write a story about my great grandmother, or some of the iconic historic figures that we haven't seen in the cinema. So what we do, we show people how to actually make movies or how to write a screenplay. For those who have never ever even thought about the fact, well, how do I get started? How do I actually get involved if I want to write a story about my grandmother or my grandfather? So Page to Screen is an opportunity to do that. I first got started with writing, actually producing films about forgotten epics in history when I went to film school. And I produced a thesis film, which was about the forgotten relationships between Africans and Native Americans back in the 1800s. And boy, oh boy, I'm originally from New England. I'm just relocating to Nevada. But the New England community, they went wild because they never ever knew that there were relationships between enslaved Africans and Native Americans. But if you think about it, if you're enslaved back in the 1700s and you run away, who do you run into? Native Americans. So I told the story of the friendly Native Americans that that connected with Africans. And do you know they built beautiful maroon settlements in North Carolina, the Blue Mountains, etc. And when I finished, now this was just a student film, everybody in New England went wild. I had my 15 minutes of fame. Number one, because I'm a Black woman director. Number two, it's an original story that no one ever thought about. So that sort of started me on the path of saying, I know there are other folks that have stories that they're interested in. So that's what we do, Page to Screen. And if anybody has any questions, feel free. But I will also wanted to mention that I also have 2 children's books that is on Amazon.com. And of course, what is the theme? Black Indians. So if you want to look me up, Deborah Sharif, it's called the Grandpups Young Reader Series. And they're wonderful books to actually introduce to your children. And they're digital ebooks. Because I know, my grandchildren, everybody is going to school remotely. And so it's an opportunity for not only for parents and caregivers and grandparents to have a digital book that not only does it introduce the story, but it's also a reading and writing workbook. So if you have children, you want to introduce them to a forgotten epic in American history about African Americans, then check me out. My
And
website.
can you guys hear me? I'm on the phone.
Oh, wow. Oh, my
Hey,
partner, my daughter. Sure.
Hi,
Kai, if
Mom.
you want to zoom in.
Hi everyone. I am in between. I'm a filmmaker too, and we're about to have a set, so I've been prepping all day. So excuse my absence and just chiming in, but this is the only moment I got to say something. So my mother is downplaying her brilliant GYRS series, by the way. It is a curriculum that empowers children to think critically using their reading, writing skills, and she's an amazing professor and educator. And I just have to say that. And I'll just add to it. We own a production company as well as a brand management, and we also develop technology. And basically, in a nutshell, besides developing content and shows and films, we also solve problems for business owners and help them develop a certain set of skills so they can create more revenue. We were already in the virtual space before COVID hit. So once COVID hit, we were able to really help our clients even further. And all of those clients that were scared to go virtual were calling me up, bothering me, saying, teach me now, I'm ready. So we know how to make sure that you can virtualize your business. So that's the other aspect of our business. I want to thank Terrence for being on me and making sure I was available and gave me all the channels so I can make sure I can say hello to everyone.
Absolutely. Could you make sure you provide your contact information and your social media handles so that people can find more interest in looking you up?
Absolutely. My name is Kai Sharif, and you can find me on LinkedIn under Kai Sharif, Kai, last name Sharif, Shariff, and all my social media is under Miss Kai Sharif, MSKAISHARIFF, or you can email me at kai@infinitedreamstudio.com.
Thank you, Kai, and thank you, Mrs. Deborah. Our next speaker, Mr. Robert Johnson.
Thank you, Terrence, for having me on the show once again. Always a pleasure. As I said, my name is Robert Johnson. I am the owner and founder of Gilded Path Financial Services. And what that is I do financial literacy and education for people. I teach generational wealth. I show people how to actually live life by their own design, not by default. So I deal with everything dealing with money, which is always fun for me because my background has been in wealth management. And so I decided that instead of working for somebody else, it was time to actually build something for myself. So my beautiful wife is in partnership with me. She does the operational stuff and provides structure because I'm a big vision, go-getting person, but I hate structure. I lack the organizational skills. And so my wife adds that key component to my business that I was lacking for a very long time. As far as what I find an elephant in the room, as far as in my business, I think the only elephant in the room I really kind of have is discussing people's mortality. No one ever really wants to think about I could die or this could happen to me or something's going to go wrong. And so they don't want to have those conversations. But that's the biggest elephant in the room in my business. But when you explain to people why it's important to have insurance, why it's important to think about what could happen tomorrow. On a personal note, speaking of you never know what's going to happen, my mother recently got diagnosed with an aneurysm in her brain, and it just kind of happened yesterday. And so she's meeting with some specialists today and tomorrow and stuff. But that's what I mean by saying we never know what's going to happen to us. 1 minute you're fine, next minute you're getting diagnosed with something you never saw coming before. Another, I think, big elephant in the room that nobody really wants to talk about is the social and racial injustice that goes on that impacts all the communities. I think that's an elephant that nobody wants to touch. They don't want to bring it up. They don't want to discuss solutions. They just want to simply say, well, look at this thing work well, or they want to point to one thing that shows, oh, there's progress. Well, until we have honest conversations about the history and the past of things, how do you expect to come up with really solid solutions to how we can move forward with anything? As far as Deborah, I love what you're doing. My wife's business is actually a school. She started a K through 12 virtual hybrid school that does everything for children, from education to life skills. So I would definitely love to talk with you further and see about how we can collaborate on some projects. I think that'd be wonderful. As far as anybody else on here, I'm open for collaborating for anything. I do anything dealing with money and finances and generational wealth. Everything that I do is a free consultation. I sit down, I talk for free. I'll go through your finances for free. I'll put together a plan for free. And if you like what I put together, then we'll discuss payment and whatnot afterwards. But up until that point, everything I do is a service. So I will put my contact information in the chat. Reach out to me. I'm on every major platform, and I just want to be able to be a service and help those who might need my help or want to just talk and just come up with some ideas for moving our businesses forward and the community forward.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Derek, you are up next.
Hey everybody, my name is Derek Langfield, first time on the show. I am similar industries to Mr. Tony. I'm in real estate and I'm a networker as well. I'm here in the Bay Area. I think Tony was in Florida. So we have a little bit of a different market here, but I want to talk a little bit about networking and real estate and how they go hand in hand. I'm sure people think that, real estate and networking is very easy. I get to meet people from my career, but I get told no all the time, especially in this day and age. People don't want to be bothered. They have their AirPods in. Nobody wants to connect anymore. It's all about, social media and how many likes and followers and views you get. So coming into 2020, I really wanted to network and bring back genuine connections and relationships. I've attended a lot of events, and I was, hosting my own events with different professionals and people in different industries. They're mixers, they're social event mixers, but 2020 said can't do that anymore. So I had to kind of find another way to adapt to it and adapt to the world that we're currently in. And that's when I adopted the 500 Friend Challenge. And what I've learned doing that so far, we're about 3 months into it. And we're about 50 plus strangers that I've met, mostly connected with online. And what I've learned through my experience of doing that is really just shut up and listen. People like to talk about themselves, so let them talk. And ultimately, you'll figure out what their problem is and how you can service them. When I'm networking, I don't bring up real estate unless I'm asked. If I'm reaching out to people online, people think that I'm automatically trying to buy or sell a home to them. Obviously, we're all in it for business and money, and I would love to get, business out of it, but that's not my ultimate goal. Until I'm asked, that's when I bring up real estate. I like to build genuine connections and see what people's struggles and experiences are, and what their background is, especially in this day and age where we have some of the social injustice and, the racial profiling and things that's going on. And really, you just shut up again and listen and ask open-ended questions. Don't ask yes and no questions. Ask an open-end question. Tell me, show me, how do I? Leave it open and let them go. And ultimately, that's where you'll find how you can service them and what their problem is. Like Tony said, in the real estate market, it's how do we set ourselves apart? How are we different? We're in a little bit of a different market here in the Bay Area where we're not directly really affected by the economy. I think real estate's going to help bring the economy out of the situation that the economy's in. But we do have people vacating San Francisco and going to other parts of the Bay Area. So San Francisco has shifted to a buyer's market, but other parts of the Bay Area is seller's market. So how do we, stand out? How do we bring value? And again, it goes back to kind of my networking. How do you bring a genuine relationship to solve people's problems and connect with them? And that's what the elephant in the room is, especially in real estate. In real estate, Tony could probably attest to this, is the bar to get in this industry is too low. You pass the test, all of a sudden you're certified. That doesn't necessarily mean you know how to do real estate. Real estate isn't selling. It's relationship building. It's connection. It's solving people's problems. It's listening. And too many realtors in this business lose sight of that. They're deal to deal. They're transactional based. They don't care about the service they provide. And honestly, they're doing their clients a disservice. And that's the huge elephant in the room. And I encounter it every day, from pictures and marketing to, people not following up with what they do or what they say they're going to do, with people listing agents or other agents not making a home available to see because they don't want to make the time to go, open the door or go show it or meet you there. It blows my mind. And other realtors wonder why we have the reputation of a used car salesman. It's because of things like that. So please do your research. Please look online and look at testimonials and talk to people, talk to past clients. Don't just go with a family member or a friend or family or somebody that you know. Make sure you do the background search and your due diligence on them, because it matters who you work with. Otherwise, you may be doing yourself a huge, huge disservice. I can't tell you how many referrals I've gotten from clients that came to me. They originally started out with somebody they knew or a friend's recommendation or something. And what I found, it's not all the time, but what I found is that if you're working with a friend or family member, people tend to take it easy. They don't provide the service that they would normally provide because they know you. So they think they can just, kind of take it easy. And it's not that way at all. You're dealing with people's biggest asset, and you have to act as such. So that's the elephant in the room in real estate, and the elephant in the room in marketing is just stop talking about your networking, stop talking about yourself, and just listen. Build a genuine connection and get to know somebody and get to know their struggles and be open-minded. That's all I have, guys.
Love it, Derek. Love it. Love it. That was very heartfelt, and look forward to you not only coming on, but to keep continuing sharing that type of insight. Our next speaker, a heavy hitter, very powerful woman in Silicon Valley. So ladies, show yourselves, because you can learn a lot, but you can definitely make a strong connection with this wonderful woman, Miss Shonda Brooks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, how's everybody doing today? You guys good? I know you're on mute, so just give me a thumbs up or wave to me. Great, 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 great. All right, well, it's Wednesday already, right? These days and these weeks are passing us by in this pandemic. We're all, as entrepreneurs and business people, trying to keep up, trying to build connection virtually, right? We were doing this before, right? If you've been a part of any Close the Deal show or any other type of networking, anything virtual, we were already on Zoom doing this, but now we're doing it more than ever, right? And now we're kind of forced to do it. So it's important that we do it in different ways. So this is why I love the Close the Deal show, because it's not just one person talking and we're all listening. We're all talking, learning from each other, and we're able to make connections, make real connections, and do it in a different way than we're used to on Zoom. So like Terrence said, I'm Shonda Brooks. I am the founder of the Powerhouse Academy and the Powerhouse Women. The Powerhouse Academy is a 10-week program for women that takes them from idea to full-time entrepreneurship and business. So it's for women that want to leave their 9-to-5. They just don't have an exit plan. They don't know how to create a business. They don't know how to create a profit plan and how to make money and continue to make money. And I did this because that's what I did. I was the Northern California staff director for SEIU, one of the largest unions in the country. And I was, although it was a meaningful job, it just wasn't my dream and it wasn't my passion. So in 2017, I started creating an exit plan to leave, and was able to leave my full-time job, my 6-figure job, and go into full-time entrepreneurship. And I haven't looked back since 2017. So I wanted to teach other women how to do the same thing. Because I think a lot of us have side hustles, we're still working a job and have a side hustle, and we haven't been able to grasp that, like how to really make money and how to sell and how to have a consistent income, because we're so used to having a paycheck, right? We're so used to having a paycheck. How do you really build your business where you have consistent income every month, more than you've ever had before, even in a full-time job? So I teach that in my Powerhouse Academy, teach them all about social media marketing, how to sell your services, how to build your confidence, build your mindset. Because at the end of the day, right, if you don't have a solid mindset, right, your mindset and what you got going on here is the foundation to any success that you're trying to create in your life. Because this is the only thing in your way. It's the self-doubt, right? It's the I'm not ready yet. It's that let me watch one more YouTube video. Let me read one more book, self-help book, business book that's going to take me to the next level. Those are all excuses and reasons and procrastination that gets in our way, but it's all because of this mess that we got in here. So we work on that mess in the Powerhouse Academy because we understand that it's the foundation to success, to any of our successes. If it's taking you 10 years to build your business, There's people that have been thinking about a business for 20 years and haven't been able to really get it off the ground and make it successful, right? A lot of people have, I just see this every day. So I also want to mention that I'm very excited that me and Terrence, the Powerhouse Women, which is the name of my business, and the Close the Deal show are coming together and partnering, and you'll be seeing more of me, more of the other Powerhouse women that have graduated through all my cohorts, and a commercial Powerhouse and promotion of Powerhouse on here to learn more about it and for us to offer support, encouragement, motivation to all the entrepreneurs on this show. So I'm really excited to partner with Terrence on this endeavor and to help him grow the Close the Deal show as well. So I can't wait to get started. We'll be starting soon, the next couple of weeks officially, but I just wanted to mention it here today. So I think the elephant in the room for me is always pride. Pride in us not wanting to admit that we don't, one, know how to sell and don't want to sell, right? We are all in business at the end of the day. We are all here to make money, right? We are not here to have an expensive hobby. We are not here to just say we have a business and you have no income coming in, right? So the elephant in the room to me is always like, okay, that's great. You have a business, but are you making money? And if you're not making money, why aren't you making money? You're not making money because nobody's buying your stuff. Why isn't anybody buying your stuff? Maybe because you don't know how to sell. And it's okay to know. We don't all know everything. We don't, we don't learn how to sell in high school, right? We don't even sometimes get to learn how to sell in college. So if you try to jump into entrepreneurship, you don't naturally have this skill. You have the idea, you have a great idea, but you don't have the skill to sell, to know how to sell your services effectively, to know who you're selling to. A lot of people don't even know who they're selling to. They're selling to everybody, right? They're like, I want everybody to buy my stuff. I want everybody to know that's there. And they just put it out there to the world and say, hey, everybody, here's my stuff. Come buy it, please. That's it, right? That's all we do. But there's strategy behind it. You got to know who you're selling to, right? You got to know, and you got to get the help and support to learn how to do something you don't know how to do. If you're not making the money that you want to make, you need to learn how to sell your services. And so that's the gap. That's something that you don't know how to do. Get the help to do it. So when I say pride is the elephant, it's pride, because a lot of us don't want to tell anybody that we don't know how to do something. We don't want to go get the help because it makes us look weak, right? It makes us look like we don't know what we're doing. What I had to get over as an entrepreneur in these last 4 years is my pride. If I didn't know how to do something, I was hiring somebody to teach me how to do it. I wasn't being cheap about it, right? I believe in my dream and my vision so much that I knew if I had to take out a loan, if I had to borrow, if I had to use a credit card, I was going to do it because I was going to pay that back. Once I got my business off the ground and it was making the real money, and I've done that. You have to be able to take big risks if you really believe in your dream, and not nickel and dime your business. Because if you nickel and dime your business, you'll get nickel and dime results. Nickel and dime results. So that's my elephant in the room, is pride. Get the help you need so you can make the income that you want to make and stop running these side hustles, side businesses that are making no money. What was another question? Am I supposed to answer another question, or am I good?
No, you did just fine.
Okay, great.
All right. Definitely. Another heavy hitter, Miss Bridget LaRusso.
Unmute. There I am. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Terrence. It's with an I. I love you, but you always use the L. I know it looks like an L, but it's an I. It's all good. Thank you so much, Chandra. It's so good to see you here. And Sophia, I don't see your beautiful face, but I know some of the ladies that I know are here. It's nice to see you all again. My name is Bridget Russo. I'm in West Berkeley, which is the birthplace of the Black Panthers, home to UC Berkeley, and also very smoky right now. So we're just trying to cope with having our little human. I have a 6-year-old daughter at home, and everybody's on Zoom at the same time. So that's kind of special. I don't know if any of you all can relate to what it's like trying to have 3 people dial in all at once. So I want to go through Terrence's questions that I put here in the chat so I could see them. So what do I do for business? I am a business coach, and I like to call myself a no bullshit business coach, which means that I give people real strategies to grow their business in a way that feels in integrity, that feels in service to the bigger mission of their business, that builds relationships, that builds trust, and prevents us from doing things that are weird or salesy. To Chandra's point, to Derek's point, none of us like to be sold at or sold to. And so what I do is I really teach people how to create content and workshops and signature talks that are powerful, compelling, and really give people a taste of what it would be like to work with you as an expert, so that people can try before they buy, that they can go beyond just knowing, liking, and trusting you to understanding exactly how you can help them, and that through your content and through your workshops, you are already serving people. You're already giving away solutions, and people are already able to get a result just by following you on social media. And that's something that I'm passionately committed to. And the deeper work that I do in my business is really about social impact. So at the end of the day, I see entrepreneurship and business as a sector that has the power to disrupt the historic systemic oppression that exists in our society. I see entrepreneurship as a space that anyone from any background can succeed. We're all born with equal potential, but we're not always all born with equal access or equal opportunity. And these are two very different things that I like to be really clear about. And as a white presenting Latina woman, I'm really clear that my position in the world is one as an ally and someone that's there to be able to do things that are disruptive because of the way I look, because I can get away with it, and because I'm keenly aware of my privilege that is afforded to me by the way that I look. And instead of being ashamed of that or afraid of that, it is what it is. So I leverage that privilege for opportunities that I personally believe are about creating access and space and centering people that are not those that you always see in business as the thought leaders or the people that we look up to. My industry of coaching and consulting and healing are historically white industries, and I'm personally on a mission to disrupt that. My clients are Black, Indigenous, people of color who are badass, incredible experts, next level, next generation leaders. I don't have to tell any of my Black or brown clients to think about social impact because they're all already wired that way, and they're already thinking about the bigger social impact of the business that they do in the world. And I'm just there as a lever, as someone that's like, if I have a space or a place that I have access to or opportunities to, I just want to open up that space. And also I'm there to kind of have those uncomfortable conversations with other people in business that are to ask them, who do you do business with? What are your stakeholders that you surround yourself look like? Who do you buy from? Who do you refer other businesses to buy from? And if everyone that you do business with or everyone you refer for business looks like you, what's really going on there? What is that about? And what would it look like to do business in ways that are more equitable and disruptive? So that's really what I do. And the elephant in the room for me is, how can we disrupt business as a place where we can replicate the same lack of equity or the same systems of oppression that exist in society as a whole? Or how can we look at business and capitalism as the place where we can actually dismantle and disrupt those historic systems of oppression? And what is everyone's role in that system? And for me, I also am in a position where I'm in a place where I want to speak to other white business leaders and have those uncomfortable conversations about how do we do better and how do we do this differently, and move away from the shame to have those difficult conversations. Because if we're afraid to talk about racial and economic justice in the space of entrepreneurship and business, we're not going to really get at some of the root causes of inequity. And so again, I think it's a great equalizer, entrepreneurship, but we need to do the work to ensure that it doesn't replicate the same bullshit. And I'm always open to partnerships, collaboration. I believe firmly that we definitely go further, faster together. And the way that I grow my business is how I promote other people to grow their businesses. I'm here to serve first. I'm here to help you. No pressure, no let me help you so you can help me, or let me give you something so I can get back something. Like, I am authentically in a space where, like, I will give people a resource or a referral or send a client their way just because I believe in the universal principle of abundance. And I know that when we are in service and we are committed to giving, and we are also open to receiving, and we trust and know our own intrinsic value, and we're willing to stand for that value, then we find that alignment. But I find for a lot of people, and women of color in particular, like myself, that sometimes we get out of alignment. And so a lot of what I also look at is like, do we run the risk? How do we get away from like overgiving? Are we overgiving? Are we over asking? And how do we always find that balance? And for me, that's really key, because right now, doing business in this economy, in this literal physical climate, economic climate, political climate, and with every effing day in front of our faces seeing Black people targeted by the police, doing business in this new environment is not the norm. It is no longer business as usual, and it's never going back to business as usual. And so for me, it's about, again, how do we tackle these deeper important issues while also being successful as entrepreneurs and getting our message out and telling our stories and being fearless? Because at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, we're not in the business of pleasing everyone and helping everyone, and we don't have to. And when we're aligned with our values and who we want to serve, we're going to attract more of the right people. And if we put some people off, that's actually what exactly has to happen. Because if not, then we're not being true to who we are. So when people tell me, why do you post political shit? Why are you always putting Black Lives Matter shit on your page? I'm like, because business is and always will be and always has been political. And you cannot separate out the two, because business is built on the Black people's backs. And we can get down into the stories of all that, and it's facts. It's just factual. What capitalism was and what it continues to be is problematic. And so we can hide, or we can say, I'm here to take a stand for it. And if that means I lose business with some fragile people that are like not in it or don't want to have that conversation, I am actually okay with that. And that's part of the journey of being an ally for me, is like, I'm not here for everyone to love it. And that's what I also encourage other people to think about, is like, how can you be bolder and more truthful about who you are and what you stand for, so that you can attract the kinds of clients that light you up and don't want to make you poke your eyes out? Because I've taken on clients in the past that are kind of wishy-washy around these issues, and I've done it just for the money, right? As Chandra was saying, and as Derek alluded to, like, oh, it's a client. And then they're like the most nightmare client I've ever had. And I'm like, why did I do that? It's like, I could have not been paid enough to. So, you know, that's my point here, is like, how do we own our value, go in on ourselves, be abundant, be givers, be in service, but also be available for ourselves to receive the full value that we each are entitled to. And if anybody wants to have a deeper conversation around partnership, I'm doing an interview series of Black and Brown leaders. I interviewed Terrence. It was great. It was a really good interview, I'm just saying. So if anybody else wants to do an interview on my Facebook page or for LinkedIn, please let me know, reach out to me. And much abundance to all of you, and much love to everyone, and let's all figure out how to stay sane together in this situation that we're in.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Mr. Tim King.
Can you see me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, my meetings are overlapping. I'm gonna do this real quick. I will say at the beginning that I agree with 99% of what's been said since I've been on. I've had trouble getting on time. But what I will add to that is doing the research, because I'm in the business of money, so I have to research. And since I've been in this business for almost 5 years and started this from my bedroom, and now I'm in 6 states. As of this month, I just opened up in Massachusetts. The thing about money is there's enough money exchanging hands every day around the world for every last man, woman, and child to have a net worth of $1 billion. Why doesn't that happen? Why isn't everybody worth that much? Well, there's a lot of financial illiteracy going on, and it's done on purpose. And I understand why it's done on purpose. And I try to change mindsets. Because as we're in the middle of this recession, what we're supposed to, it's kind of a quasi recession, because stocks have been going up, they haven't been going down, but everybody's losing their jobs. From 16 to 65, there are eligible workers of 150, about 160 million people that are eligible to work. 57 million of them are out of work right now, but yet the stock market is still rising. It has some couple of days where it dips, but it keeps rising. And it's almost recuperated from the loss that we've had back on February 19th of this year. Before that, there was a 401% gain in the market. And we've almost recovered from the losses that we heard sustained back in this second and third month of this year. And what I'm coming across, the elephant in this room, is that we're in denial, most of all, as Bridget had alluded to. Chandra is totally correct, is that some people want to go into business, but they don't know how to do it, and they're not making money, and they're not advancing forward, and they don't want to ask anybody for help. And there's three things you need to have if you're going to be an entrepreneur: is that you need the idea, you need a way to leverage it so you can make money, and you need a mentor. With somebody that's done it, it doesn't matter what type of business that you're in. Listen to people that have already done it for years and been successful and sustained it. I have mentors from different walks of life and in different industries, and they all have a common theme. And I picked up on that and I've used it. Now, I've been working on social media since 2018, I believe, and a little bit late 2017. And it took me a lot of iterations to get where I'm at now. I'm at 2 million contacts on LinkedIn alone. 2,030,000. I just checked it this month. So you have to be a student of the business. You have to learn why, how, if you're whatever it is that you're in, you have to be a student of that business. And you have to change mindsets, because the world as we knew it before this thing happened has changed. I don't think, even if everything opened up right now, I think about 30,000 or 30 million or so people would be right back to work within the first 2 weeks. A lot of people are going to be struggling. So it's not going to be the same thing as it was before this pandemic happened. It's going to change, and you have to adapt, or you're just going to wither and die on the vine. And what they're doing right now is the government is setting up this. They're going to cut off all your lifelines. So you're going to have to find a way to find out what you love to do and leverage it and see if you can monetize it. And the elephant in the room is actually, why are Americans so lazy? I'm gonna put it out there right now. Why are Americans so lazy? I have been putting up and advocating anybody that wants to learn how money works, how you can create generational wealth, how you can help anybody in any industry. It doesn't matter what it is. And I gave lectures last fall at San Jose State several times, and I told them exactly what was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be this soon, and I didn't think it was going to be this bad. But talking to economists last year, they said it was going to be about a 60 to 70% drop in the market, and that was going to trigger the unemployment. But something else happened that triggered the unemployment. But it's curious to me is how just because the interest rates are low is keeping the stock market, it's keeping it above water. And I can understand what's the forces behind it. I have to do some more analysis. I've been focused on expanding. My thing is why are Americans so lazy? Why are you waiting for the government to come and bail you out? Why are you waiting for a stimulus check? Why aren't you doing something while you have the time? We've gone through this in 2008, and now we're going through it again. This is the most opportune time to become a successful entrepreneur, is when the market is sluggish, because you have a plethora of untapped resources out there called people, and they will help you become successful, because you can get there, if you through hard work and effort and work ethic, but you can go way further with good associations of good people. You just have to find them. And I've been data mining and trying to find some good people that are willing to say, hey, let's cooperate together. And I've been doing what Chandra said and Bridget said. I give away, I let people, since I have so many people now that follow my platform on LinkedIn, Chef Mimi is one of them. I reached out to her and I said, hey, if you've had to redo the way that you do business and you're doing virtual classes, why don't you just put some of your stuff, send me your posts, and I will put them on, and I'll, and I've got some, some positive feedback from her posts. I don't charge them for anything. I get people who come to me and they ask me if I know somebody that knows this person because I used to be in the legal field. I find them and connect the lawyers that are in my network, and I send them to them. I say, hey, you might want to talk to this person. They might need your help. You seem to have the expertise to do what it is. I'm no longer in that game. So I connect these two people, and then things work out. It's, you just put that out in the universe. It's going to come back to you sevenfold, as Bridget was talking about. You have to put it out there. And if you're willing to contact me, see if we can work out something, especially with real estate, I help enhance what you do. If we decide to work together, I can tell you right now that I will enhance your client's experience so they'll have better outcomes for what they've just, endeavored, whether they sold the property or you did just bought from you. And you can increase your revenue without any more effort on your part. All you have to do is just give me an introduction, and then I'll take it from there, and then we can split it 50-50. If you want to do that. If not, I don't know how to refer people to people who are looking for houses. I don't do that, but I'd help people from any walks, any endeavor that you have. I have a solution for it, and I have a way that you can enhance and grow your money from that. And that's my time. I don't want to take up too much time. And all the best, Terrence. Sorry, I was having trouble getting on, but I'll try to fix my go to meeting so it won't be so, won't be so hard to get on next time. But yeah, I agree with just about everything everybody said so far. But
Thank
just
you, Mr.
the
King.
elephant in the room is mindset. It's mindset.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Before I call our next speaker, I would like to say this. If everyone can you please come on so we can take a group photo real quickly? Everyone that's here, can you come on? DL, RS, J, RJ, Sophia. Can everyone come on real quick so we can take a group photo? Sophia, are you still there? Sophia. Okay. Sophia, can we take a group photo? We're going to give her 5 seconds. Sophia. One more. Sophia is not available. So we're going to take this group photo. Okay. 1. On the count of 3, everybody say close the deal.
Close.
Sophia, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Close the deal.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Our next speaker.
Thought you're gonna start singing, Terrence. You get me afraid of there.
Our next speaker, Ms. Sean Williams.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sean Williams. I'm the CFO of the Close the Deal Show. I work very closely with Terrence behind the scenes to keep the show going from a financial standpoint. My real job is a registered nurse. Started my career in critical care at UCLA in ICU, and I quickly ventured to leadership, now an executive leader over several surgery centers in Southern California. I actually volunteered to speak today just because I wanted to take you guys or talk to you guys from a medical standpoint, mainly about COVID-19. I had a conversation the other day with one of Terrence's colleagues, and his question to me, he was telling me something he was going to do, and his question to me was, oh, you really believe in COVID? It was absolutely mind-boggling, and it almost angered me, okay? I want to give you guys some statistics today, and we're just talking about the children that have recently gone back to school. First, let me go back a little bit. If you remember, when COVID first started, there were opinions, I call them opinions, because there was no fact behind them at all. But there were opinions about, oh, children can't get this. Their immune systems aren't developed enough. And you saw several situations where you saw families, moms, dads, grandmas, in restaurants walking around. Everybody was masked, even gloved, but the children were not. So here we are, months later. There's so many children that have been infected, exposed, that have died even. And still, I see children that are unmasked. So here's a few statistics for you. There's been an increase of 70,000 new cases of COVID in children since early August. That equates to a 21% increase just between August 6th and August 20th. Since COVID started, 440,000 children have been infected. Here's a few more statistics. This is just focused on Mississippi. I didn't want to bore you with the 50 states, so I'm just going to focus on one, Mississippi. Mississippi alone, the children were, not alone, I'm sorry. Mississippi was one of the states that were permitted for the children to return to the classroom. Since then, 4,000 students have been exposed and 600 teachers are in quarantine right now due to that recent exposure. And just last week, 144 teachers have been exposed and tested positive, and 292 students are exposed. So my message to you today, the elephant in the room, I'm sorry I can't go on camera because I'm driving. However, my eyes are almost purple just because of the fallacies and the statements that people are making about it not being real. Trump bought it here, all these different things and reasons why we're under quarantine. He's trying to make us into a communist country, all this other stuff. So I'm here to tell you today it is very real. I have two friends who have 3 family members that have passed away. One just buried 3 at the same time just yesterday. So with that said, I just want to leave that with you. I also want to let you know that there's going to be a medical link, a link to my business. I think I mentioned I also have a staffing agency. We've staffed nurses just for critical care and surgery centers. But I'm working closely with Terrence and his web designer to build some type of link to the medical field so you can get advice, not medical advice, I'm not a physician, but you'll get leads for staffing as well as just maybe a newsletter just focused on the medical statistics that's going on at that particular time. So stay tuned for that. The website's being built now, and I'm on every social media platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and of course you can always contact me through Terrence as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. We also, at the Close the Deal show, before we call our next guest, wish to thank an organization called IWATC, Inglewood Wrapping Arms Around the Community, in which the Close the Deal show will be collaborating with right here in Los Angeles, California. We're here at their fine facility right down the street from the Forum. I would like to give you all a nice review, but I don't want to pick up the computer at this moment. But definitely things are working out fine. So my resources is your resources, but our last and next speaker is Mr. Riley.
Thank you, Terrence, and it's good to be back again. I am Brendan Riley. I am the co-founder of GNOT Software. I also work a lot on the marketing, so that's kind of my area of things. What we do is we take technology and we utilize it as a way of strengthening smaller businesses. Specifically, our target right now is insurance agencies in the commercial space. So we give these commercial agencies an ability to compete with typically larger competitors by using the great equalizer of our age, which is software. My big elephant in the room today actually goes along with a little bit of what we're seeing here with COVID, which is this strange effect that we have with sort of a Dunning-Kruger effect, if you will, where people have more information than ever to find out information about whatever they like. They can get on Google and suddenly feel like an expert, despite the fact they know very little. And it's created a lot of problems for me, including today, which was why I was a little bit late, because no matter where you are in life, whether it's trying to survive this insane disease or trying to move things in the right direction politically, what you have is a lot of information out there that is not good and being promulgated around and being taken as expert advice. This affects me directly in business, and I think it affects a lot of us directly in business, because what I've been running into a lot of recently is when I'm trying to hire people or partner with people, I don't always know exactly where somebody is in their actual knowledge base, because people will talk with a lot of confidence, particularly in software. They'll do a little bit of research and they'll feel like experts, and this can lead to a variety of different issues, including products that aren't done correctly, but in a larger sense, we see things that are much more impactful and atrocious, like the loss of numerous lives from a disease that has some pretty simple solutions for cutting back on it and reducing. The good news is that it has happened in the past. This actually happened around the time of the printing press, where a lot of material became readily available and people began to feel like they were experts. So there was a correction between that time and now, but we are facing some really difficult times, and I don't really have a solution to it right now. I'm trying to brainstorm and figure out different ways of trying to help people get to more information or work with them to kind of combat this influx of a lot of wrong information out there. As far as how I can help, I am super happy to help out any kind of small business with anything that has to do with insurance, which is my area of expertise, or specifically agencies with their software as my other area of expertise. And I will post my information into the chat here for anybody who would like to contact me. I'd love to help. And that's everything I got.
Thank you, Riley. Before we go, though, I have a quick question. Is there anyone willing to add something that they wish to bring out and let other people know about at this moment? Because Derek, I see you, and there's something going on in that head of yours that I know that you want to share. Is there anybody else that wish to want to share something real quick before I close out? Feel free.
I just want to say thank you to Sean, and I want to actually ask Sean if you would be open to me interviewing you on my Facebook page, because what you shared today is so goddamn important, especially for those of us that are parents, and I so appreciate you, Sean, for the work that you do. Are you open to being interviewed to talk about what you shared today?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just allow me to add that we also plan on having a branch to that medical link on the website for the Close the Deal show, offering consulting services for businesses to build a safety package, mainly because of COVID-19. I'm not well versed on what everyone does exactly and what kind of business you have, but if you do have an office space or a business with more than a certain amount of employees, it's coming soon where you will be mandated to have some type of COVID policy in place. And I'm 100% capable of handling that for you.
Awesome. I just wanted to say thank you. I so appreciated what you shared today.
Yeah, I want to say
Very
thank
welcome.
you about that, Ms. Sean. And like I said, I have a background in nursing too, and first responder too. So I got all that information alerted me a couple of days, especially the burning right now of the California. Basically, it's burning right now, and be careful of going outside. Especially if you have any kind of respiratory problem. And thank you again, Terrence, for inviting me, and thank you for all your open-minded discussion today. And Ms. Bitri, I already asked for your link, and hopefully all of you that I requested in LinkedIn accept me as your connection.
Definitely you want to connect with Ron Flores. He is holding a very important position in the Bay Area, not only in the LinkedIn community, but he also runs a networking within the LinkedIn community down there in the San Jose area as well. Before we close this deal, we would love to hear from you. You can reach out to the Close the Deal show through email or on our actual website, which is www.theclosethedealshow. So be looking for our new membership coming out within the up and coming weeks, or you can email us at theclosethedealshow@gmail.com. You can find the Close the Deal show on all social media platforms. You can also find the Close the Deal show old pre-recorded shows on Amazon Fire Stick and Roku under Pasadena Media. If you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can watch us every Monday night on cable Comcast channel 29 at 8:30 p.m. And if you live in Los Angeles, you can find the Close the Deal show on Spectrum Charter 32, 36, and AT&T UVerse channel 99. But you can also find the Close the Deal show worldwide on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, and comment on your favorite episode. Take good care, everyone, and don't forget, find the right connection and close the deal. I'll be talking to you soon. That's what I'm talking about, Ron. Sport that shirt. Definitely. And thank you,
Thank you,
Inglewood,
Terrence.
wrapping arms around the community for the location.